You mentioned the corporate social responsibility, CSR, and your strong focus there. How does a company balance, though? You're just getting into what is the profit for purpose part? I mean, you're obviously you're working with a lot of nonprofits, but this idea of what challenges and opportunities do you have, actually, I guess, a little bit, because you're a public for-profit company, but you're really got an extraordinary purpose. I'm sure your employees come to work every day because they know that they're impacting the world by being part of this
Yeah,
incredible.
it's really something to see at Blackbaud, because where we sit, we are not a big company, about 3,000 employees. We hire 200-ish employees a year, roughly. And annually, we get over 400,000 applicants for 200 jobs. And I think it's three things. One is the category we're in, cloud software, a public company, pure career-wise, it attracts people. That's an attractive space for people. The second thing is the customers that we serve are all philanthropic customers, right? And that's attractive, right? Our core products are going to those customers, right? It's core of who we are and what we do. We have hundreds and hundreds of managers around the board of directors of nonprofits. And we have a function that helps them get there and train them how to be good nonprofit board members. So that's the second. And the third is, through the beginning of the pandemic and COVID to now, we're permanently virtual as a company.
We do. I was going to ask you about that, which is pretty amazing. How does that work? Because you're so culture focused as a CEO. I know you, and the company is so culture focused for its customers and clients. How do you manage that being virtual?
So a few things. So it was before the pandemic, we were 35% remote anyway, which is typical for a software company. And if you were remote at Blackbaud, it's kind of difficult, right? You've got a meeting of 10 people. There are 3 of you that are remote. It's difficult to manage that sort of dynamic, if you will. That's kind of one aspect. The other is we were forced into this, because of the pandemic for several years, and we just started to train and change a lot of processes in the company being remote. We retrained all of our managers to how do you build relationships like this? How do you make connections? How do you continue to hold people accountable? How do you deal with career coaching? And we've been doing this now for years. And so our folks are completely changed. We've changed onboarding of new employees, in this environment where, you're the cohort you start with, you stay with, even though they're in multiple departments. Or in the past, you might join in finance and just be in the group of the folks in finance. Now you're with a group of people in 30 departments, and we continue that. We also mix it with higher frequency communication. So during COVID, I started a weekly call video on Zoom or Teams with the top 180 leaders in the company. So, a couple levels down from me during COVID is mostly about, we don't know what's going to happen. This thing called COVID is here. We're not going in. We'll take care of you. We're going to work from home. And that has evolved to, I've never stopped doing that. I had one this morning. So top 180 people see each other virtually every Monday. And we talk about what's going on in the company. We have guest speakers. And so we try to keep everyone on the same page. That lives on. We also do some things like regional gatherings in person. So we'll go to Boston and DC and New York and LA and San Francisco and London, and we'll have people come in that can come in, and we'll have 50 to 200 people come in, and we'll spend a half a day. I'll show up, or someone from my senior team. We'll have lunch, no presentations, cover topics about what's going on with Blackbaud, open Q&A. It's more about socializing in a work environment than having, 4 hours of presentation from managers. And so we've mixed it, and we've actually eliminated all of our real estate except our corporate headquarters in Charleston. And it's also a really great event center. So we'll do management kickoffs. We'll have customers come in. We'll do our sales kickoff in January and have hundreds of people in town. So we've mixed being fully remote with occasional in-person meetings. So, no one's even our headquarters, no one's commuting, but it's used for specific events, customers, a board meeting. A couple of weeks ago, we had all of our sales leaders in from all over the world for a sales leadership meeting. And we've been working at it for 5 years now, and our productivity, which we can measure in every department, is up significantly. Sales, engineering, productivity is up. I mentioned that the company is 3 times the size almost from when I started, and we have the same number of employees.